roadblocks that we will have to clear. There will not be enough seats for everybody, so we will have to have, infantry support for our convoy. Anything else you can think of, Hyper?
No, that pretty much sums it all up. Just like I said before, listen to the SLs and listen to your commands, and we'll have a good time.
Buddy team.
Alright, I'm ready.
Hello, buddy.
Gonna.
Hey, am I white?
Yeah, we're all black,
Yeah,
so
everybody's black.
we're cool.
We're all
Yeah,
black.
extra
protection.
Sorry about that. I got a message.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I was going to ask, can someone summarize what a victory is or win condition?
So the win condition should be that we get the logistics truck and any remaining forces to that compound. If that is
Over in
not
C7.
achieved, over in C7, if that is not achieved, then we will still attempt to get whatever we have left to that compound, and also a elimination of the enemy forces also dictates a victory.
All right, copy.
Quick question.
Go ahead.
What squad should I join? Because there's not enough squad spaces.
If there's command open, go ahead and join in that one.
All right.
Just so you guys know, the opening to the compound is in C7 keypad 5, and there's only one opening, and it's across a bridge. So it's
on
kind of
that
important.
south side. One thing I was going to note is that
Alrighty,
with
we're
the
getting ready to
roadblock
kick it
system,
off here, boys.
we do know that the enemy will have heavy machine gun emplacements, so be expecting those.
Yeah, we might have to
Also-
backtrack and go another route.
Yeah,
Alright,
our
so
vehicles
what
are
we're
gonna have to
doing
stick to the
tonight
roads,
is called
as per the
Operation
rules I
Midnight
went over
Mass.
previously
The
in
objective is for the
Discord.
U.S. to get a
You
convoy
can't
of
stand on
2
walls,
times
you can't lay down
Humvees
in the
and 2
rivers and
support
stuff.
trucks
So if
from
you're
the main
infantry,
starting
then
area
don't
in
do any of that
Hotel
stuff.
5
If
keypad
you're
3,
driving,
all the way to
for
the end
chance,
zone, which
you
is
have to stay
Charlie
on the
7
roads.
keypad
Even
7,
if
this
someone
little
were to
structure right here,
otherwise,
this
make
temple.
sure you check.
This is Squad Ops
infantry
1 life
can't cross
events,
rivers,
so
just the
every
vehicles
player
cannot. The
only
vehicles
has 1
have to
life.
use
Yeah, you should
Medics
lay
are
down in the
only
rivers,
allowed to
that's what I was getting
heal.
at.
They're not
Right,
allowed
sorry.
to revive players. And as players
Did they
die,
remove the glitch
they're
where you're,
given the ability to
invincible in
use this
water?
admin cam.
No,
to
it's still
spectate the
happening. That's
game.
why we're not allowing that.
So it allows for a really
also
interesting community
Well,
kind
yeah,
of
that's what I mean.
event where you're allowed to experience it
Yeah,
and then
you can't
watch
really
it as
watch
if it's a movie after you've been eliminated.
Maybe you can't.
You
We're
guys
looking
can't
at a
breathe in
pretty
water?
solid numbers right now with
anybody
about
leave
25
for
people per
questions?
team.
Well, I was gonna go over one thing.
Squad Ops
If,
does
you
run
don't go
a
next to
more
the wall and,
intricate
like,
structure.
do
For
this
example, we
number,
do have a
okay,
command
please do
squad
not do that.
followed by your
Okay, some
regular
of these
squad
walls you
leaders,
still can
and
see
within
through,
those
some you
squads,
can't.
we actually
But
also
your gun
run
will poke through
our
it,
teams.
and you still be able to kill
So it
the
allows
bad
for a
guys,
lot
so
of
please,
rapid
that's-
movements
that
with a
will
lot of
be
control.
a kick. If not, actually, that will be a ban.
Squad Ops hosts events for not only our public events, but also for our private community. Simply, if you're looking for that structure or that hardcore kind of immersive experience, we do offer experiences for both those who are not part of our community
We
and
don't know
those
yet.
who are.
It'll be
So
determined
if
whenever,
you're looking for
both
something to
teams are
do,
entirely
we've
ready,
got it.
Which we still have a whole team briefing to go
We also
over.
host training
Yeah,
to help
just have to
players
be.
learn the basics as well as more complex systems. And some
You
of this
what?
training
Be-
is not only interesting for our private events, but also for
I
just
would suggest,
public
going
public
right now.
vanilla play.
It's gonna be a few minutes still.
So there's plenty of opportunities to get in on any of our events, whether it's training or the public or private events. Jump in, have some fun. It's a very casual environment in the open events, but the closed, if you're looking for more of that hardcore experience, then this is definitely it. As far as our mods and turning this into a legitimate game
One
mode,
thing
we
I will
do have a
advise,
mod
and you
team
guys
that
probably
is
already
working
know,
hard
doesn't matter
kind
if
of
Fox is
make
gone or not, or
this
whoever's gone.
program
Just
something
remember
that
you
is
do
an
only have one
actual
life,
game
you do
mode
have
that
limited
doesn't
ammo,
really
you
require
do have limited bandages.
honor
So,
system,
you
but is
know,
actually reinforced by actual
Hyper and I are the
in-game
air gunners,
systems.
so we kind of have a little more leniency on how much ammo we use because
So right now you're looking at the briefing
but
period,
just make sure
which is
you are
the
using your bullets.
first 15 to
but don't
20
use all
minutes
your
of an
bullets.
operation. Squad leads will start giving out their
Just remember
orders,
the
structuring
basic
their
SMT
squads,
basic rules.
and the command squads will meet with their squad leaders.
I
to
think
kind of
do
figure out
one
the plan.
squad driver and a gunner,
Yeah, Puga.
or are we gonna
take
do
the,
one squad dedicated?
I'd say one squad dedicated, just to keep it simple. Because my whole idea, guys, is when the lead truck goes and makes contact, the other truck can drive to one of the flanks and get to a support by fire position, while that truck can either back off and that first front squad of infantry can maneuver and address whatever contact's being made. Does that make sense?
All right.
Yes, it does.
So, where do you want? So that means at least 4 people for my squad. So should I just have the
Correct.
rest of my guys in the Humvees, by team?
If you-
or do you want them to be on foot?
If you want, I'd like to have them patrolling on the flanks of the road, if at all possible. But you know what? I'll leave that at your discretion. You can have them bust out, jump out and in at your discretion. I'm cool with either one.
All right.
All right,
I'm
and
thinking
then we'll have.
I'm gonna try to keep it mobile. and keep my dudes in the Humvees and
all of our
fucking
events
work
and
on the
all of
road.
our opportunities to
All
play.
right, sounds
and,
good. And then
you know,
Muff,
get in
you'll
all
be
these
patrolling
kind of
next
things
to
that
the
we put
lodge,
together.
essentially.
They're all reachable at
with me in it.
squadOps.gg.
Okay.
Once again, we have anything from our public
Okay.
servers to playing.
And then
with
when
our private
we get
guys and their
contact, my
events,
two guys
our
will
one-life
be
events
responsible
to, you
for
know,
pulling security around
recording
the
events and a
vehicle
whole
itself.
bunch of other
Okay.
things. Completely open
We'll provide
to the
that inner
public.
core and
Almost
security, and you
everything
guys
we
can
offer.
provide the outer.
All you have to do is just sign up for it. You don't have to join
And
anything.
that's about it.
Or,
We'll just be
you know,
flexible and roll
you're
from
not
there.
obligated
Any
to
questions?
anything. It's a community for
All right,
the
so let me
community by
just
the
look over
community.
this route again, so
Mainly,
I
we
know
are
for
appealing to
sure.
the demand for a one life kind of
We're gonna
experience, a more
take the
hardcore
road down
tactical
south
experience.
to
And even right now
below
in this
insurgent
initial
checkpoint,
briefing period,
right?
you can see how
Keep going
intricate the
past that
plans
That's
are,
correct.
how they're making sure that
And
everyone is
then
knowing
once we
exactly
hit
what they do.
that intersection at
And it's
Great
important to
Barn
know
when it
that
comes
these aren't
south,
standard
and then
AAS or
after we go over
insurgency
that
games.
bridge, go
We
west
actually
again,
put together, we have
and
a
then
team
just
that
keep
puts
fucking
together
going
unique
until
operations,
we're
unique
fucking-
missions, from
Yeah,
anything from
alright, perfect.
convoys
Hit that. We're gonna
to
hit
search
that,
and
that-
destroy
the loot.
to
Yep,
patrols.
correct. Yep, and
Just
we
a whole
pass that, like,
variety of operations
little,
that we make
D
sure
shape in the road,
provide a definite
and go left
positive
and go
experience
down
for everyone
south.
Yeah.
involved.
There's just
Yep.
so many squiggly noodle lines on this map. I fucking
I know
hate it.
there is. I know there's no straight shot on this, so we'll just take it easy. And then obviously, if you feel like there's an ambush point up ahead or something like that, we can push out and get the Humvees on security. And then honestly, I'll have Muff Squad kind of maneuver on and sweep. All right, so Muff will be like the
Alright.
sweeping element. Copy. Copy.
Roger.
All
And
right, good to go. Let's-
it's cool. We can have the vehicles move off the road, right? That's a thing. It's just not.
Yeah, that's
So
totally
Rush is calling
fine.
ready,
Just-
which
just
means
not-
they have
yeah,
their
exactly.
strategy down. They know what they're
Right.
going to do.
I'm gonna put one fire
US
team
is
on the south
finalizing
side
the
of road,
plans,
one
and as
fire
soon
team
as
on the
US
north
is ready to
most
go,
part.
we'll start kicking it off here.
All right, sounds good.
And
Since
the
you
objective,
guys
once
can
again,
make
for
sense,
this
please
operation is
just
for the
go in
US
and
to
brief
get their
your squad so
convoy
we know when
of
you're
2
ready.
Humvees and 2 support trucks to the other side of the map at Charlie 7 Keypad 7. So it looks like everyone is getting ready to mount up. Looks like US is getting ready to push out.
I'm gonna brief my guys by the Humvee.
They're going to do one last briefing, it looks like, to make sure everyone, even from the command down to the squad lead, down to the fire team level, knows exactly the plan. Because, like I said, this is one life event, so as soon as you die,
I think you run faster.
your squad leader's out of that game. He can't talk to you or anything, so it's imperative that everyone in the squad knows the plan and knows the objective. So you can see the squad leaders taking their squads and briefing them in squad comms. Just making sure everything is extremely organized and ready to go. Yep, our servers are sponsored by. Our servers are sponsored by Blue Fang Solutions. They've provided us great quality servers, and we use them all the time. And it's a great service if you're looking for service.
Hey Hutch, are we taking the regular Humvees or the Crows?
Regular
right?
Humvees. Correct.
Okay.
All right, when you guys are ready, I'll let them know. Muff, you guys can push directly to our rally point whenever you're ready, which is going to be Hotel 5, Keypad 9.
Oh, hey. No firing, dang it. Go ahead and
So
get
first
the,
squad, when you're ready, start patrolling out. Hotel 5, Keypad 9 as soon as we go live.
I need a driver.
I can drive.
Thank you. Okay, okay, I'm not going to be the gunner either. I need someone else to be the gunner. I'm going to be hopping in and out.
Hey, Russian or Ray, does one of you guys want to drive?
Thank you.
Here, I'll drive.
Hey, is this a time?
Are you guys cool if we go live at 1:31?
Somebody jump in the gunner.
That sounds good.
copy that. I'm mostly briefed. Let's try to use squad chat instead of local right now.
Yeah, short command up there.
Thank you. Let's Dave, would you say that Squad Ops is more realism versus military simulator? So, Squad Ops kind of endorses and kind of adopts
I'm ready to rock.
The actual squad game philosophy, which is something where you
Googie,
push
you all
that
set?
realism, you push that hardcore
Yep, we're good to go.
mindset, but you don't really want
All
to
right, we're live in
constrict
approximately
it so much
30
where
seconds.
you have too many
Roger.
artificial rules or artificial procedures where it really bogs down the gameplay. Our goal is to provide a very simple plug-and-play experience that just has that added cinematic feeling as well as that immersive and tactical and hardcore experience that a lot of players are looking for.
Can I get a hoorah?
Hoorah!
So teams are ready. They'll go live in 60 seconds. As soon as they go live, they have about 45 minutes to reach that end zone, which again is all the way across the map. So the goal here is to get this supply convoy to opposite compound and to essentially survive it. The other team is going to be setting up roadblocks, going to be setting up ambushes, and it's
If you guys
up
have
to
any
the
questions,
US
they feel pretty briefed on it.
to kind of ensure that they
A couple
avoid
questions.
these ambushes or at least fight
Yep.
through them effectively without getting completely wiped.
Yep, a few questions.
What are your questions?
Oh no, they were asking more about positioning.
Okay, got it. Cool. Good to go.
Yeah, I would say more towards casual, but we're still on that borderline between actual milsim and just a hardcore experience. It's a really kind of niche area, but it works pretty well with how, you know, squads gunplay works and things like that.
3, 2, 1, live.
Game is now live. Both teams have done their briefing. Their plans are set. And you can see the convoy now is taking this actually eastern approach, and it looks like they're going to hook around. Now, like I said before, our ops are all custom created. They have their own small custom rules, but once again, we don't want to restrict players too much. The rules for this op are that vehicles cannot cross the center river, and they must utilize the bridges. So it gives Russia a chance to kind of set up ambushes and avoids the kind of metagaming that might happen if we were
How
to
far
allow the
west would you
vehicles
like
to
me to
chug down
push?
the river.
Before you get to us.
Say your position right now is excellent.
So it does look like U.S. is going to plan on taking the northern side of the river. Sometimes we've seen the U.S. take the south side. South side is a little bit more congested, and the north allows a lot more visibility with second floors and with second-story buildings to get visibility further westbound. It looks like U.S. also has set up kind of a vanguard squad, a squad to kind of clear the way ahead of the convoy. This is especially important because you don't want to end up directly inside of an ambush. You want to make sure you have something that is clearing and sweeping the area ahead of you. And it looks like that's what this squad is doing here. This is Squad 2. Squad 1. This is Squad 1 over here. It looks like they'll be playing Vanguard. They're going to be setting up ahead of the convoy. And like I said, there's a lot of freedom with these ops. You know, you can stick everyone next to the convoy, you can break the convoy up, increase the spacing. Whatever the commander feels is the most optimal and efficient way to complete the mission, that's what's going to happen. You aren't locked on a on-the-rails kind of experience. Command and squad leaders have that freedom to move where they need to move.
Alright, you want us to
So
proceed?
we're going to zip over to see
Across the
what
river?
Russia is up to. Most likely
Yeah,
they'll be
correct.
setting
You
up their
start taking
initial
point.
roadblocks. And
then
this
one, just
entire
get in
area is
position
open
so
to
you're on
play.
either of
Russia
my
can play as
flanks,
far forward as
and
they
we'll
need to,
start
as far
movement.
back. They can pick which
Copy.
roads to lock down, so you really, really don't know what to expect every time, and every time is a
And
different
two, we'll
and
just
new
maneuver at your
experience.
pace. Copy.
Roger.
It looks like Russia's set up mainly 3 kind of areas. We have a kind of small scouting element on the eastern side, followed by, it looks like
ROE.
the first roadblock.
ROE is
then
essentially
followed
like your
by
weapons
a
free unless
last
we deem otherwise
kind of
necessary.
roadblock to kind of ensure that
Roger.
nothing
Like if we
actually
somehow
makes it past
spotted
the first 2
and
elements.
we can seize them on a roadblock or something, then obviously
Russia's
hold
looking
fire.
really
But I leave
good
it to
here.
your guys' discretion.
Russia's looking really good here, as
More
they
often than
kind
not,
of
I would
have
just say
2
go
elements on
weapons
that
free, you know?
north. So they have
They're
most
probably
of
going to
their
see us before we see them.
most of their forces on the side that US is coming down. And these matches last anywhere from 45 to an hour long, and it kind of ensures that the experience is really as immersive as you can get it. It's not going to be, you know, a run and gun shooting experience. It's going to be a slow tactical experience where teams are checking their corners. You have everyone pulling security. You have a plan. You have backups for that plan. As you can see, it looks like US is going to send the 2 Humvees out as a kind of scouting element, replacing that forward infantry squad as the vanguard. And it looks like the infantry is split out on both sides of the roads, guarding that logistical vehicle and making sure that they can get that vehicle all the way to the supply point.
Typically on the top, a real good ambush spot, the fields.
Yeah, it is.
So many of these members here tonight have been through our basic training, so they know the basic workings of how to maintain security, how to maintain their spacing. Very basic things. Like I said, we don't want to go too far milsim as to where we have, you know, mandatory practices or anything like that, but we do want a cinematic and hardcore experience, and that can really only be achieved if everyone goes through the same
You want
process,
Humvees
simply
to
to
hold
set a
up for a little
standard.
bit?
That's your discretion. I would send one up a little bit just to try to get eyes on, and then have one trail back a little. Just keep them spread out so they can support one another. You're essentially like armed on.
So it looks like there's a good 300 meters between the convoy and the vanguard.
We're gonna pull up to the intersection at Great Barn where we head south and pull security there.
The initial
All right,
scouting
copy.
team
Sounds
from
good.
the Russians will hear this convoy coming any second, and that information will be shared with the entire team, I would imagine. But yeah, Russia's in a very good position because they guessed the correct side of the river. So here we'll see the initial scouts getting eyes on the Humvee. They're definitely within audio range. And we'll see if Russia reacts a certain way.
One, I'm holding to you. Compound area, copy.
Copy, yeah, I've slowed us down to clear areas. We could hit contact any second.
Alright, copy.
Now, the reason why you don't see a massive engagement right off the bat is because all these players know that they get one life. They don't really want to waste it. So they're going to wait for the best moment, the best opportunity before they actually engage. As of right now, there is no headlight function. You can really start to see how careful players start to utilize their lives if they only have one of them.
I'm gonna hop out and whip out my binocs. Yeah, I see that.
Alright, two, give me a sit rep.
I don't know if it was a scout or a squad. I can't see it.
Oh, that was grenade.
I think two's down.
Yeah.
Hey, Muff, if I go down for you, please, okay?
Copy that.
Get through this intersection.
You have to cut it.
And we're at it.
So squad ops really
Alright,
turns into a
advised,
game of information at a certain point.
Western Humvee
Both
has
teams have
taken
made
fire.
initial contact. The scouting's been done. They know that
Alright,
Russia's
copy
on
that.
that side, and Russia knows that the U.S. convoy's on the north. And we're gonna see how both teams kind of take this information and
Hey Muff, is it a good
process that
location
and
for me to
plan
pull up
their
and
next
park in the
moves.
compound that you're at currently?
Yeah, you're good to go in there and park for sure.
as of right now, it seems
Alright,
like
Command Squad 2 took contact at the intersection by Great Farm. They were on the western side.
Of the intersection at Grape Farm, so essentially they're posted up on Grape Farm?
Pretty much. We took some fire, bugged out.
Alright, copy. Is there a way you could post like Foxtrot 5, keypad 4?
Stand by, I gotta clear my con. Alright, say again.
To sweep. Is there a way to support by fire positions on Grape Farm while Squad 1 sweep it?
We could pull up to the intersection while the infantry are moving there and just kind of work from
there is
that.
complete
But
control.
it's not
they
really
have
friendly
complete control
if you're
over
off-road over
where
there.
they want to
There's a
go.
lot of
They are not
fences and
committed to the
whatnot.
north. If they really wanted to turn
Okay,
around and
copy
head
that.
south, they completely could. And Russia kind of still knows that, as you can still see a couple spotters on the south to ensure that doesn't happen. But as you can see, actually, the majority of Russia is now pushed up to the northern side. They do have a couple scouts on the south, but they are preparing for this actual engagement to take place on the north.
Roger. Once the infantry move up, we'll just pull through up the road, and one Humvee will pull through, the other will stay at the intersection, try to support it.
Alright, copy that.
Seems like this would be the major ambush point for Russia.
So 2, let me know when you're set, and then Muff, you can start patrolling up. Copy.
They've set up an NSV HMG to lock down the road. And they're all kind of embedded in this area. So at this point, you can kind of see the teams kind of taking that initial contact and scouting reports and trying to adjust as efficiently as they can. Whether that's taking it slowly, pushing through it, or going around, they have complete control over what they want to do.
Are they at that intersection, Pugachev?
Yeah, they were literally like on the Grape Farm intersection.
You can really see the players not expecting contact. It's completely surprised. You still have this rear element that's holding the rear security. They really don't know when they're going to get hit, and as such, they're preparing for anything that could possibly happen.
As a matter of fact, we were within hand grenade range. They hit us with some grenades.
For this operation, Russia is allowed to build a limited kind of roadblock with 1 HMG per roadblock. Once again, we have this team that makes sure that everything is balanced to a certain point, everything feels right, and that, you know, the game flows well. We don't have any issues. We go through multiple testing cycles to ensure that, you know, these operations are ready once they're released.
Muff, if you want, I can dismount some of my infantry, the ones that aren't vehicle fucking centric, and bolster your squad with them.
Roger that. Go for sure.
Alright.
You can send a fire team to go north and help out up there. Help my fire team up north.
Alright, you want I mean, I was just gonna split them north and south. Fire team, 1 south or north.
That works, you can split them.
Alright. I have bad words, I'm sorry. My words are kind of tripping balls right now.
So at this point, you kind of see how that fire team structure works out really well. We're able to rapidly deploy certain people to certain areas, and it really works well. It's a very simple concept for certain teams to kind of grasp and utilize with efficiency.
Why, hello there.
Hello. Is that Ross?
Yes, it is.
Welcome,
Sergeant
welcome.
Ross. Hello, hello. I'm trying to get in your server right now. I'm gonna help help you
Gotcha.
out a bit.
You have the password, I'm assuming?
Do not.
Do not.
You're being asked right now.
Let me see if I can grab this to you without doing anything crazy. Oh, this is Merlin. Is this Ross?
It is, but I'm on
Merlin's
Will's computer.
okay.
Yeah, because I'm in the Vancouver office right now. I flew in for the event.
All right, I sent you the password. Let me know if you got that.
Got it. Yeah. Oh, actually, I remember seeing that.
Awesome. Fantastic. But yeah, we're still in the initial stages. We've gotten past the briefing stage. Both teams are kind of in motion. They've made initial contact, kind of scouting each other, and we're looking at how they're going to initiate that major engagement and how they're going to adjust.
Well, awesome. This should be loading up now.
Fantastic.
Remember to mind your spacing, guys.
All right, I'm just now getting down into the world, into the real world. All right, there you go. I see you.
But yeah, it looks like they're starting to push their infantry up to protect the convoy. Russia's still lying in wait.
Interesting. So, remind me as to what the specific objectives of this event is.
Right, so U.S. is given a convoy of 2 Humvees and 1-time support truck, and they have to get the support truck, not the Humvees, but the support truck over to the compound in Charlie 7, Keypad 7.
Charlie 7, Keypad 7.
Mm-hmm. That's all the way through Russia and all the way at the other side of the map.
Roger. I copy. I see it. All right. Definitely makes a lot of sense as to what I'm seeing over here on the other side and what they're trying to accomplish.
Yep.
So you have been doing this for quite some time. How long have you been running this?
So we initially started with the idea
Command,
back in
Squad
June.
2, just an update. I have Humvees chilling with engines
quite
off.
some time.
Yeah, it's
June of this year or last year?
June of this year.
Of this year, okay.
Moving at a snail's pace to try and
Man,
spot
time
that
flies. I swear that was just like
Roger,
yesterday.
Solid on.
Yeah, we started out with the idea with, small. It was really a small project. It was, 5v5, 9v9 VIP escort on Sumari. Since then, we've grown to accommodate, 30-man teams. And, that can be a huge logistical nightmare, especially since players are locked in at one life, ensuring that, the rules are set and everyone has a good understanding of what the experience is going to be.
Right.
But so far, it's been great. Players have really been adapting to it. They enjoy it. I think it's a really unique experience, and I think a lot of people, are looking for this kind of really slow-paced, like extremely slow, almost to the point where you couldn't have this on a, day-to-day basis, but like once in a while is good.
Right. You given any thought as to how exactly the modding community could potentially affect this kind of operations that you do?
Oh, of course. We actually have a mod team comprised of a couple people who are working really hard to make sure we're doing what we want. We're removing certain visual, hand helpers or
A2, be advised, there's
so
enemy
we're really
contacts
getting
within
rid
Echo
of those
6,
things and kind of making it as
Keypad
immersive
9
as possible.
and Keypad 8.
One of the things
Copy.
we're looking at
Roger.
doing is removing your location on the map
Muff, from
and
your
only
position,
keeping the
do you
squad
think it would
leader's
be
position,
wise to
so you
bring
can't
the
just pull up that map and
Humvees
get a
up in a
whole,
support position
understanding of
or
who's
continue
where.
a sweep on foot?
Right, you're gonna have to get verifiably visual
very
identification
slowly
of your targets. You can't do location kind
just
of
to draw their attention
checking and whatnot.
I can
That's
position
cool.
a little better. They gotta
Yeah,
come
I
out of
mean,
room
there's
and just
definitely
stare at
space for that. It was the same thing for me whenever I played Battlefield 4. They came out with the hardcore mode, and whenever that came out, that's all I played exclusively was that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Roger that.
So I mean, it was the same thing. Somebody asked me as
move,
well,
my
like, you know,
second one
what
up
kind
a
of
bit
mod would I like
closer
to
so we
see,
can,
and I pretty much
connect
told
your
them
route.
like a hardcore version of our game. And they're like, it's just
Right.
funny for me to say that because, you know, playing the hardcore mode of Battlefield, I look at our game and like we're even more hardcore than that, and then we're asking for even more hardcore than that. But that's kind of the beauty of running on the Unreal Engine and running with a team that's really into the modding community that's willing to support it as we are. So, you know, we have no problem with people going in there and actually, you know, creating stuff that they would like. And they support stuff like this. Like, you know, you could make a mod that's specifically designed around events, not even like a persistent thing. Like, you just want an additional tool for your one life events. You can do that. So
mounted infantry
that's cool.
inside those
Well,
Humvees?
we got,
or is
oh,
it
you
just
know, it
driver
looks like we're getting pretty close here.
Negative. All my infantry.
I'm
is,
starting to see.
infantry right now.
All right, copy
I'm
that.
pretty
Starting
sure
to
that
see
initial
it's getting
element, yeah.
close.
So what you see a lot in squad ops is a lot of information, right? Like a lot of real-time strategy games, you see information comes into play 100% more than other games, because as soon as you die, that information dies with you. So Russia has this initial scouting element that's kind of just tracking the US at this point, and they're kind of relaying that, and the rest of the squad, the rest of the main element for Russia is actually repositioning as necessary. So in squad ops, what a lot of times you'll see
it looks like
a huge
Empire's
calm before
pretty
the
clear.
storm,
You guys should
and
be
then you'll
good
see the
there.
perfect storm, simply because they want to get it right on the first time.
Right.
Push,
So for me, is there an actual predetermined path that they're taking, or is there actually a little bit of uncertainty as to where exactly the opposition force is going to be?
So Russia starts in between the start and end points. So US has a kind of a good idea of where Russia is, and then to give Russia kind of a hint, or kind of, you know, a little helping hand, is that we limit the vehicles to the roads, so you can't really off-road and take a sneaky path and completely, you know, blow through anything. Russia knows that they have to watch those MSRs, and to lock down those MSRs.
Okay, but as far as the U.S. is concerned, as long as they stay on the roads, they can take any road.
Yep.
Leading
so
to that path.
Complete uncertainty. You never know when you're going to hit contact.
Okay. So there is some reason for the recon
What's
elements.
the sit rep
Essentially.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Because right now, at the beginning of this match, US decided to take the northern side of the server,
pretty
but they could very
quiet
well
so
have gone south, or even turn around as soon as that initial contact was happening.
Sounds like Grape Farm's quiet.
Turn
too.
around and go south. So there's definitely information and
There
scouting
were
is a huge
sandbags up
part
at
of
Great
squad
Farm, though,
ops.
correct?
Very cool. Yeah, I can see. It looks like the Russians are essentially receiving that intelligence, and I already started seeing movement on the back lines to kind of set up for that northern approach. Where before they were still kind of spread out. They didn't really know exactly which route they were coming from, so they were kind of just hanging out in the middle with some forward reconnaissance units. But now that it looks like they got intel on the U.S. Army, they're starting to reposition their forces to get ready to engage. It looks like
come back down
Rev over here, what is he doing? He's in a pretty good elevated position overlooking that area, too.
Copy.
That's a really good spot overlooking the entire area. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't have eyes on already.
Oh, they're definitely going to hear this Humvee. I'm wondering if how long Russia can actually hold before they'll engage. I wonder if they're going to be able to hold as they come into the kill zone, or if someone's going to get trigger happy and you know, fire as soon as they see him. But they've got a pretty good hold on this MSR, and you can still see like there's a squad to the south of the US that could completely flank US if they don't watch their southern flank.
Yeah, if they stay too fixated, you know, you always want to make sure you maintain rear security anytime you're moving with your elements.
Mm-hmm.
There's always something that oddly enough, you know, you would think is just a video game kind of thing, but even in real life, we have to constantly, you know, encourage our guys to make sure that if the rear security isn't being covered, that you go ahead and take up that position. You know, it's kind of what the team lead and squad lead's job is to do, mainly on the team lead level, but you know, even professionally trained infantrymen have to be reminded, like, hey, who's watching the rear? Okay, then so and so turn around. Even if the firing starts, I'll let you know if you need to help us out. Otherwise, like, don't
Just
feel
keep
bad if you're
watching.
not in the fight. Like, keep watching. You're an important part of this engagement, and even if you don't fire off a round, you ensure that we lived. So, when it comes even in a video game, you think, oh yeah, it's like herding cats. I'm like, well, hey, even Marines have to be like, hey, who's watching the rear? Nobody? Hey, Lance Corporal so-and-so, turn around. What are you doing? Like, you'll have more fights to come. Like you don't need to have this one. So
South looks clear. I'm gonna check the.
this is
You never know,
interesting.
you might catch a whole element trying to flank you.
Absolutely.
Alright,
Well,
yeah,
the funny thing is that more often than
squad
not,
that's
that's what
coming down
happens.
from
You know,
Great Farm,
oh, defense is
sweep the
boring,
compound area.
but yet you always get back capped. And you're like, well, if it's so boring, then why are you constantly getting back capped? There's obviously going to be somebody who's going to engage you. You just need to, wait that extra minute or two, and you're gonna get contact on that rear cap. All right, so what do we got going up here right now?
Looks like Russia's set up on that elevated position.
Holy smokes! Yeah, what are they doing there, man? They got a
copy that.
They got like a trench line going over here. It's World War I. What is this?
I'm just gonna take my time bringing up this logi.
This is definitely the map to do it, though. Yeah.
Copy that.
What'll be really
sweeping
interesting
almost
is
every
if US
compound we come
decides to go
across.
left down this bridge.
completely skirts them. They're like, oh man, we got to reposition.
But luckily, Russia does have a small element there at the police station to slow
Alright,
down if
A2,
that does happen.
if you can have one of your
And
trucks
then
that
push
push
the rest of the Russia
route we want to go next,
position on the south.
push up and try to spur some more
Right,
contact
yeah.
again. Copy.
Got a lot of familiar
Roger that.
faces in here, actually.
So we're not sweeping it with the infantry first. I want to have one of those lead trucks.
Yeah, got Shark up here on the top of the police station checking out. He's enjoying the fire down there.
And to the west. Copy.
Just looking out, just hanging out.
Say again? With leapfrog? Is that what I'm getting? Correct, essentially. I'm going to bring my Logi truck up to
So
the
where is
intersection.
this logistics
Great
truck?
Farm.
That's what
Just
they're
just
escorting
all the way
currently,
at the back
correct?
With the command unit. So we actually
Your lead
run.
Okay, gotcha.
To route
Yeah, we
clear
run
up ahead.
command. We run a command squad. We run
Alright, moving down.
normal squads, and
We'll
then
kinda
even
take our
within that,
same
we've always
formation
started
like we did
implementing
before.
fire teams. So we have that kind of structure down, and we kind of teach that
Roger
to
that.
others. And
There
I'm
you
going to
go.
leave my
a lot
infantry
of,
with Muff's infantry.
rapid movement, really controlled rapid
Copy,
movement.
feels-
in
yep, sounds
certain
good.
areas.
Well, you guys are certainly going to be happy when we get fire teams in, huh?
Oh
Be
yes,
advised, open
definitely
fields
waiting.
to the south. are
supporting
too risky to make
that kind
my
of
men walk through.
Yep,
organization
actual
and community.
efficient
It also
tools,
provides
yeah.
communication
March down the
tools
north,
as well.
ready to
Oh, that'd
react.
be fantastic. Yeah, we can't
Alright,
wait for
copy. So we'll
You actually
wait
have
for,
fire team
two to
specific
get his
markings
Humvee
and whatnot,
do
so you
some
can
route
actually
clearance.
tell your team 1 to go here, separate from the rest of the squad and stuff. I mean, it's coming from my perspective. People ask for these features, and I sometimes have to tell them, like, hey, I was
Ideally,
in
if that's a
infantry as
big
well.
open
I know what a
kill
fire
zone,
team is,
then
and
we'll try to have
what do you
vehicles
think
like
I've done in
move
squad?
quick
I
across
I
that
squad
area
lead
and just kinda,
quite
like,
often, especially in the
spring over
earlier
that pink
days,
area,
like
copy.
Grand Alpha and whatnot. And I made fire teams in my own squad. I'd be like, you, and you. You're team 1. I need you to go
So
over
once
here, set up
squad
on this
one gets
hill,
over to the
provide
other side,
Overwatch. Get my 203s up there, get my
we'll
saw up
bring
there. We're gonna go ahead and clear this
across that
compound.
area.
Everybody
Copy.
else is team 2, and then that's it. It's a real easy assignment. Outside of having UI, you just have to. Oh boy, here we go. Forget what I was saying. Holy smokes! That Humvee is not having a good day. He is desperately fighting for his life.
Yeah, and that fire rate on the NSV is almost fast enough to where you can take out that Humvee within seconds.
Holy smokes, they are getting pinned down. Yeah, you can just hear that thing ripping them apart. That thing is a monstrosity. I absolutely love the NSV.
The elevated position, starting to suppress the US. They need to spread out. They're getting a little bit too clumped up.
Yeah, they are completely in that kill zone.
God, I just love these night maps with the tracers flying back and forth in the explosions. I think that's
Don't they look amazing?
best,
Yeah,
yeah.
especially the green tracers. I love the green
Give me a
tracers.
second. What's the game plan? You guys just returning fire right now?
Yeah, they need to get out of there. Well, I mean, it looks like we got one element just popping some smoke, but oh no,
front
oh
Humvee.
no,
Yeah.
taken down already. Where's that NSV at? Oh, there it is. That is a nasty spot.
Pugachev went down. What's the command?
Copy.
Okay.
Are you down
Do you have a
here
Humvee
looking
left?
at
Like,
this
how many trucks do
NSV
you have left?
gunner? Because watching this
We got the
rip
one, we
is
got the rear
just
one.
a treat.
You got the rear one? Okay, copy that.
Yeah.
Hold it back until we can figure out how to land and knock out that automatic weapon. Copy.
What? I can't even hear you over this thing.
Formulate a plan on attacking
So
origin.
here's where
Copy.
that rear security is really going to come to play. This
Or
3-man
where's
fire
that
team is
heavy
coming in
right
behind the US.
Firing.
It's going
I
to
think
be
it's on
really
the road,
important
but
that
I'm
US
not sure.
maintains their rear
It's
security.
so
right now.
loud, I can't hear much.
Yeah, so it looks like the Russians went ahead and initiated contact. I'm assuming they informed their flight security element that they had pinpointed the U.S. location and is now having them shift from a observational task to a harassing fire. I mean, they're definitely not big enough to take on this element, but they can certainly start distracting him.
You can see this rear command element maintaining their security. They have pretty good eyes, 360, and they might be able to catch this flanking maneuver.
Looks like, has this Humvee actually spotted this rear security element? Because they are backing up. No, the gunner's still facing forward, so that's just coincidence. Oh, so close too. But looks like, yeah, they have a rear element, so. Oh, the command element is about to get engaged. So that'll be interesting.
The HMG might be at about 300 on the.
See how that plays out. They're getting pretty close.
Oh, I wonder if he's been spotted. Vitrol's looking directly
Yeah, I was looking
at
at
them.
314 from our position.
Might have caught some movement out of the corner of his eye. I mean, they do have a pretty good 360 security there. Got everybody on each corner, each cardinal direction, just looking. Yeah, it looks like this element's a little concerned.
I got my Alpha team going north, my Bravo team's going south.
Doesn't appear that they have any AT with them, so they won't be able to effectively engage that logistics truck, but they could potentially harass them with those MGs and
don't overextend that
GP25. So we'll
have it kind of set up, locking
see how that plays out. I think they're trying to play it cool, like it's Metal Gear Solid or something, you know, like there's a little caution symbol, and so like, okay, everybody stop and lay down. See if we can get rid of the caution sign.
You can see that this initial ambush is actually split US. You got one element going north and one trying to flank around the south. So they're finally starting to push out that kill zone.
Copy that.
Which is good. That's exactly what they needed to do. Now, I'm not entirely sure about separating out this. I mean, there's essentially a fire team that's getting broken off, and I don't know how well it's going to work in their favor.
My guess is 8-9.
I mean, they are linking up with two others, so it could actually work out quite well for them. They could catch the Russians off guard here. Especially considering it looks like the Russians are starting to shift towards that other elements. If they get off that high ground where Nastinate and them are at, that could actually be bad for them, because this could actually turn into the U.S. encircling the Russians and killing them and getting them into their own kill zone. They could turn this on their heads. I'm curious how this plays out, but the U.S. they really need to hurry up though.
Exactly. It also looks like this command element did get hit.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they actually opened up on the command element. The command is down, so plans are going to start going really wacky right now.
This is where all the best laid plans start breaking down, huh? They're like, oh no, what are we gonna do? There's actually still some up. They're guarding it. Oh, nice 25. Is that from Nico? Yeah, Nico got a nice little 25 right there. It looks like on the driver's side hood area. Not really gonna do much to that Humvee, but it's give him a frighten. We'll give him a little scare. Maybe damage him a little bit. Yeah, it looks like they got injured by that grenade. Probably the gunner got tagged from shrapnel from that UGL.
This was just a brutal ambush, because if they went south, they have that canal that just funnels them south.
Okay, it looks like the Logi squad is down. Muff, do you want to send the northern troops
back? So it looks like the only thing really saving that logistics truck at this point is
northern troops are
that Humvee.
We'll see if US can recover that supply truck, but it does look like that northern fire team is actually going to be able to take that elevated position.
Yeah, well, I think the Russians pretty much kind of gave that up to them.
And retake the
they came down off that, which could, like I say, could in turn. Well, okay, so I understand they probably don't really have a choice, but it's really unfortunate. They could have ended up boxing the Russians into this really really nasty little kill zone, but looks like they're going to pull back that element so they can go ahead and guard the logistics truck. Not ideal, but at this point, I guess they don't have a choice. So it's really going to come down to these soldiers over here taking this high ground, see if they can get some elevation on the Russians.
We can't see anything from the roofs.
Now US has to completely recover that the logistics truck. We'll see if
they're gonna have
pull it back.
There's only what, 2 there? Yeah, there's only 2 there. So hopefully this Fire Team Plus can get in there and knock those guys out and recover that logistics truck, but that does leave this northern. Actually, let me see where I'm at. Yeah, this northwestern element's pretty much out here on their own against the rest of the Russian team. But the Russians are consolidating and falling back, so this might give them a little bit of breathing room as they maneuver.
Do you have Humvee support on our pushback to the Logi?
Definitely, yeah,
Roger.
definitely. Looks like they're gonna take the Humvee and that squad and try to get back and try to pull that logistics trucks further westbound. We'll see if this northern element can actually catch this Russian roadblock off guard.
So I guess this Russian elements just didn't have anything that could really affect damage on that logistics truck. So I guess they were requested to pull back into like a little LPOP back here. I'm kind of curious as to why these two moved off their position. Shark and Nico.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the reasoning behind that is?
Have that Humvee go good and slow. Nice and slow.
So
Are they finally in contact over here?
Yeah, the
I do have
northern,
contact, or I have a report that the contact
Oh,
on the
and that
Logi
goes
was
out.
either dead on
But yeah,
Poor Rev, all by himself.
They might have thought that the vehicle would have been fine alone, that they had cleared everyone there, and not expected you to come back that
that
fast.
RPG shot was close fire.
Well,
Yeah,
that might be a
sure.
miscalculation on their part. Yeah, it looks like they've been requested to pull back to their previous LPOP. They're going back to the station, I guess, to make sure that the U.S. don't decide to take that southern route again. That might have been a mistake on the Russians, because they definitely have the numbers advantage at this point. I think they could have afforded to keep those guys there, but I don't know. Maybe they made an assessment that there was potential for a larger U.S. force to come retake the logistics truck, and they didn't want to risk two guys
Clear back here, Captain Matt.
going
You
up
guys see
against
anything?
superior numbers. So sometimes you just got to make those tactical retreats,
No eyes yet. Humvee's turning
tactical
around.
withdrawals, as we call them.
Looks like Russia's kind of getting a feel for the fact that U.S. is flanking on the north, and they're trying to screen that, cut that off before they can actually get around.
Yeah, because right now, essentially, tables are turned. U.S. is in a pretty advantageous position, although they are kind of blocked by this wall in front of them. That's going to give some concealment for the Russians to go ahead and get in close proximity and start getting those AKs
I've got
on
my
target.
Bravo squad cleared
That's
out
one thing you
Orchard.
don't
They're
really
gonna
want
push
to do
south and
is
try and clear
let
the-
these
both
guys
sides of
get
the road
in.
for
It's
us.
kind
We
of
can
the
move this
advantage of the AKs. They're very good close quarters weapons, and you want to keep them as arm distance as much as possible, but we'll see. Oh no! Looks like Nighthawk went to go check the wall by himself and met himself.
Brutal.
Yeah, executed right there at the wall. Yep, and that just sailed over. Dave's just probing the lines right now, I guess, getting the feel for it, while the rest of his team shows up. Oh, this isn't good.
Alright, we're gonna do mobile transport.
Oh, they're on the other side of the wall. Okay, they're good.
Yeah, U.S. really needs to just regroup right now. They're split into really tiny elements.
Yeah, they're essentially going to get isolated and destroyed here if they don't figure something out.
Yeah, let's wait for them to clear it though. They're gonna work on it.
Yeah, he's right on the side of the wall.
Russia is actually trying to outmaneuver this U.S. element now.
Yeah, and unfortunately, due to the fact that they have a lot more people, I feel this is probably going to be very successful flank on the Russians' part.
Alright, Captain Matt, let's go.
Most likely, unless they get a miracle
Let's roll out, Captain
catch
Matt.
and they can spot this movement. It's going to be pretty devastating to get hit by their north.
Yeah, this is about to get pretty brutal. They got them fixed. They had their attention fixed on the south side of the compound, and so that allowed them to effectively get around them on this west side. And they're going to go ahead and get the advantage here. And looks like they're just going to box in the U.S. into this compound and just systematically take them out, which Dave is already pushing into the compound.
Oh, Dave gets dropped. So now they probably know that this element's coming in from the north.
Yeah,
See a
looks
couple
like the
trades
turnaround.
happen.
Dave probably should have held up just a little bit longer and got a battle buddy at a minimum to get in there with him. Probably would have won that engagement, but he went ahead and went in by himself, and that's kind of what you get when you don't get in there with your friends.
Umar, it's still in that NSV. Oh god.
Oh no! Did they walk right back into it?
No one cleared
Well,
the
we
NSV.
lost the logic.
They completely forgot. Did
Son
they
of a
just simply
bitch. We didn't
forget
get rid of
about
that.
it?
Straight down the road from us.
I mean, there's.
They never
no.
cleared it.
They never cleared it. They knew it was there already, and they still sent vehicles down it. And here we
It's
go.
down
We
to
have the
the,
Humvee coming up.
Last
There it is. Yep.
close here.
Immediately takes out the gunner with the NSV. There's no way that Humvee's going to survive this NSV onslaught. No gunner, no
That's
support.
GG.
That is it. Logistics is down. Humvee is burning. US is wiped out of that compound. That's it.
But yeah, that's pretty much squad ops. I mean, you can see it. A lot of it comes down to tactics and just ensuring that you choose the right engagement and adjusting accordingly. You can see some really wacky stuff happen if someone forgets, or if something unexpected happens. But yeah, I mean, it's really slow pace until shit hits the fan, and then everything's going crazy and all the plans start to fall apart. It's up to the squad leaders to kind of readjust. But
Yeah,
it's pretty much a
and-
typical game.
And pretty much what I saw on the US side was there was a bit of a failure to adjust. And still finding curious that they decided to go ahead and re-enter a kill zone that they knew had an NSV, had taken out a Humvee early on in the match, and they decided to go ahead and take that route anyways. I mean, I guess they were trying to link up with the guys stuck in that compound to see if they could support them, but at the end of the day, it was just going back down that same spot was just not going to work.
But yeah, thanks for joining me, Ross. That's pretty much all
Yep.
we got for today. Just kind of a showcase of what Squad Ops is about. And yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was awesome to watch. It kind of reminded me a little bit of the MSO events in Arma that I used to do, where it would be a weekend-long event, and you just did operations throughout the day and stuff.
And there
Don't
we
have
it.
time for that anymore, but it was cool back in the day.
But yeah, the NSV just came down to that roadblock and not being able to adjust or actually clear that roadblock in time. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, Ross. Thank you so much for hosting.
I'm supposed to remind you
yes.
that 8.7 got pushed, and that includes Kokan. So
fantastic.
Kokan is out. Get that updated and have at it.
Awesome, will do. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, stream,
Yep.
for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this showcase, and we'll see you on the field. Thank you.